Om Namo Narayana. Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapurana, Pratham Skandha, Atha Prathamodhyayah, Book 1, Discourse 1. Saunaka and other sages interrogate the famous Sutta or Ugrashrava. We meditate on that transcendent reality, God, from whom this universe springs up, in whom it abides, and into whom it returns, because He is invariably present in all existing things, and He is distinct from all non-entities, who is self-conscious and self-effulgent, who revealed to Brahma, who is the very first seer, by His mere will, the Vedas, that caused bewilderment even to the greatest sages, in whom this threefold creation, consisting of Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, though unreal, appears as real because of the reality of its substratum, even as the sun rays, which are made up of the element of fire, are mistaken for water in a mirage, water for earth, and earth for water. And whoever excludes Maya by his own self-effulgent glory. In this glorious Bhagavata, produced by the great sage Vedavyas, has been taught that supreme religion, the religion of God worship, the Bhagavad Dharma as it is called, which is entirely free from all self-deception in the shape of desire, including the desire for moksha or liberation. Nay, herein has been expounded that absolute reality which can be known only by saints who are free from malice, nay, which is the bestower of supreme bliss, and uproots the threefold agony, the agony caused by bodily distemper, that which is attributable to natural agencies, and that inflicted by a fellow being. While it is doubtful that God can be speedily captured in one's heart by other means, He can be instantly seized through His work by those blessed persons who have a keen desire to hear it recited. O ye devotees, possessing a taste for divine joy, Srimad Bhagavata is the fruit or the essence of the wish-yielding tree of Veda, dropped on earth from the mouth of the parrot-like sage Suka, and is full of the nectar of supreme bliss. It is unmixed sweetness, devoid of rind, seed, or other superfluous matter. Go on drinking this divine nectar again and again till there is consciousness left in you. Once upon a time, in the forest known as Naimisaranya, which is the modern Nimsar in Oudh, a place sacred to Lord Vishnu, Saunaka and other sages were engaged in a great sacrifice to be completed in the course of 1,000 years, with a view to realizing the Lord who is sung in the heavens and is the abode of His devotees. One morning, having poured oblations into the sacred fire, the sages paid their respects to the Sutta, and when he had taken his seat, they asked him the following question with due reverence. The sages said, O sinless Sutta, you have indeed studied and also expounded all the Puranas and Itihasas, as well as the codes of laws. Whatever is known by the divine sage Bhadrayana, Vedavyas, so called because he is reputed to have his abode in the grove of jujube trees, the foremost among the knowers of Veda, and even by other sages who have realized both the qualified and absolute aspects of the Godhead. You know all that in reality by their grace, which you were able to earn by a guileless and pure heart, for the teachers confide even their profoundest secrets to their beloved pupil. Be pleased to tell us, O long-lived Sutta, that which you have determined through a study of all those sacred books as the unfailing and easy means to the supreme good of men. O the ornament of holy congregations, in this age of Kali, people are mostly short lived, slothful, little inclined to tread the path of God realization, most dull witted, unlucky, and tormented with diseases and other evils. The scriptures too are numerous and inculcate not one discipline but a number of practices and rituals. And besides being too voluminous, they have to be listened to part by part. Therefore, benevolent as you are, draw out biocritical insight, their quintessence, and declare the same to us, who are full of faith, so that our mind may become placid and tranquil. Sutta, God bless you. You know the purpose for which the Divine Lord, the protector of his devotees, was born of Devaki, Vasudeva's consort. Dear Sutta, please explain it to us who are keen to hear of the same, for the Lord's descent on this earth is intended for the protection and prosperity of all living beings. Anyone who has fallen into the terrible whirlpool of birth and death can be speedily delivered from the same if he utters his name even helplessly, for fear itself is afraid of the Lord. Sutta, sages who have taken shelter in his feet and therefore ever abide in perfect calm forthwith purify those who come in contact with them, whereas the waters of the celestial stream, Ganga, cleanse the heart only by long and continued use, because they are no longer in direct touch with those feet, although they still retain their purifying virtue because of the touch they once had with them. Is there anyone who, though desirous of purifying one's soul, would refuse to hear the glory of their divine Lord, whose exploits are extolled by saints of holy renown, since such glory wipes out the impurities of the Kali age? Narrate to us, who are full of reverence, the noble doings of the Lord, who playfully assumes various forms, the doings that have been sung by seers like Narada and others. O wise Sutta, now recount the blessed stories of the descent of the Almighty Lord, who enacts at will sports of various kinds by dint of his Yoga Maya or the divine potency. We, for our part, are never sated with hearing the exploits of the illustrious Lord, which are more and more delightful to hear at every step to those listeners who have a taste for sweet things. Indeed, the divine Sri Krishna, who had disguised himself in a human semblance, performed with his elder brother Sri Balaram feats that were beyond human power. Having come to know that the age of Kali has arrived, we are assembled in this holy retreat, sacred to Sri Vishnu, for a long sacrificial session, and have thus got ample time to hear the stories of Sri Hari. This age of Kali takes away the purity of men's heart and is thus difficult to conquer. Anxious as we are to get over this Kali, Providence has arranged our meeting with you, even as a pilot is shown to those who seek to cross a turbulent sea. Since Sri Krishna, the master of yoga, the friend of the Brahmanas, and the protector of virtue, has left for his abode in heaven, tell us, in whom has righteousness sought protection now? Thus ends the first discourse, forming part of the story relating to the Naimisha forest in Book 1 of the great and glorious Bhagavata Puran, otherwise known as the Paramahamsa Samhita, the book of the God realized souls. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.